What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and it's funny. I wanted to record a couple of videos today, but I got home and I was like tired, and I got caught up in stuff. I wasn't really thinking about recording, and then Insomniac decided to do something earlier today that I just found out at the time of this recording that made me say, "All right, we recording a video now." So we finally got a release date for my most anticipated game. Fuck Grand Theft Auto 6. I don't give a fuck about that game. That game can come out on the same day as this game, and I wouldn't give a fuck about it. I know a lot of y'all are really losing your minds over the Grand Theft Auto 6 thing, but I'm losing my mind over Marvel's Wolverine. September 15th, 2026, Insomniac has announced the release date, and I cannot be any more excited than I am now. I haven't been this excited about a game since probably the first Spider-Man when they came out, when like they first like showed us what they were doing with it, and I just was like amped for that. Not to say that I wasn't excited about Spider-Man 2 or anything else, but the level of excitement, like I'm truly like, yo, I cannot miss this game. I have to get this. This is a must play. Like as soon as it comes out, I'm ready to do whatever I need to do to pre-order this motherfucker. All that shit. I want this game now. But me being a more realistic person, I know that it wasn't gonna come out like super soon. But now that I have a date, I'm just, I'm good. I'm very good, and I don't even need to see any more stuff on it. Like what we saw in that state of play was enough for me. Of course, I'm gonna watch. They'll probably put out like a mini a thing similar to what they did with Spider-Man when they put out that what it was like a 5 minute gameplay thing where you got to see him. I think it was the Stalker thing that he was chasing. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I'm old, y'all, but yeah, and I probably wore myself out squealing like with joy over seeing the release date, but you know they do something like that, of course I'm gonna watch. But from what I saw, it just looks like, again, Insomniac seems to have people who put in a lot of work on these things, and they seem to get the characters, or at least they try to get them as best as they can, and capture the feeling of what it is to be that character. You know, they think back to the first time you start swinging in that first Spider-Man game. Shit was amazing. And from the looks of what we saw, I gotta tell you, going berserk with Wolverine looks like it's going to be amazing too. So yeah, I can't wait, guys. It's funny because I never get this excited over games. At least I won't say I never. It's not many games that I get this excited over. So it's a special thing when I'm this excited about a game, in my opinion. Because most games I'm like anticipating, I'm curious of, but it's few times where I'm this amped up, and I'm very amped up for this. Um, Hopefully we won't have any delays, but it'll be understandable. But at least we have a marker now, and we have like some semblance of a time frame. So even if it doesn't come out on the 15th, maybe a couple of months later for some polishing and things like that. I will say this: it's interesting that it's coming out at a time where a lot of people will be anticipating said Grand Theft Auto 6, the game that I'm not that hyped for. At least I'm not as hyped as y'all are. Probably not that hyped for, to be honest. And I might do a video about that. Because I spoke about this on my streams before. By the way, check me out on Twitch. Link in the description. But yeah. September 15th, man. Can't wait. Can't wait. And the funny thing is, like, as a kid, I was a Wolverine fan, but as an adult, I'm not as big as a Wolverine fan as I am. But I am a fan of his style. Playing that Wolverine game that came out when the first Wolverine movie dropped, that was a good experience because it had like a lot of the feeling of being that very visceral character. So the idea of playing as Wolverine in a game where you could really feel like you're him is just really, really intriguing to me. And I'm very, very excited. Again, you can't imagine how excited I am. But yeah. But how do you guys feel about it? September 15th, good place? Do you think they should move it back, push it forward? Um, what do you think it's going to do in comparison to other games like Grand Theft Auto 6, which is another highly anticipated game, expecting sometime later this year? It's coming out at a time where a lot of the traditional quote unquote hits come out for gaming. So, um, just give me your opinions. Anyway, as always, you guys feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. It's your boy Blak, Magus, and I'm out. Deuces.